Hello everybody, my name is Lisa Parker. The title of my speech is Caring for Our Elders. Did you know that the number of Americans 65 and older is projected to increase from 58 million in 2022 to 82 million by 2050? That is a 42% chance increase. Matters at all. I feel in our society we spend so much of our time chasing our youth and fighting against aging that we often forget to stop and learn to understand what could and does happen for when we do age. We're all getting older, or we know somebody that is. So I'd like to take this opportunity to share some information that I feel would be beneficial to know. Like that there's different living arrangements available for our seniors, as well as going over some different safety and health concerns, as well as talking about the importance of family involvement in emotional support and in advocacy for our seniors. To begin, we'll start by looking at the different living options available. The living arrangements heavily depend on the level of care that is needed. There's home care, which is individualized and specified through the needs and preferences, and can be done in the comfort of your own home to Slotin. There's also assisted living facilities that offer different levels of care, and it is also more community-based, Samuels. There's also nursing homes, which are both short-term and long-term, and offer 24-hour personalized nursing care. There's also additional supportive services like physical and occupational health, which can be done in the senior's residence. Additionally, there's also hospice and palliative care. They are very similar in that they both focus on care, comfort, and quality of life. But with hospice, they focus more towards the end of life care, which for them means death will typically occur within a 6-month time frame. Moving on to my second main point, which is common health and safety challenges. Typical health concerns that go beyond just graying hair and wrinkles, such as hearing loss, cataracts, COPD, diabetes, depression, and dementia. There's also geriatric syndrome, which is the accumulation of many underlying conditions that lead to urinary incontinence, frailty, delirium, and falls, and pressure ulcers, which are also known as bed sores. Mental health for the elderly looks a little different than how it looks for us. It impacts them a little bit harder. For example, social isolation and loneliness directly increases medical problems such as heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. Also with dementia, it doesn't just impact their psychological development, their physical health, their emotional well-being, or the familiar relationships, and it impacts their caregivers, their extended family, their community, and even society. All of this information is posted on the World Health Organization website. Some lesser known risks like sundowning, which is a phenomenon that occurs for those that have some type of cognitive disorder. It happens at sunset. They start to become confused, disoriented, and restless, and they will begin to wander around. There are 4 main threats, which are fires, infections, medication management, and falls. Additional risks include dehydration, choking, medication overdose, financial abuse, and scams. Now that we've gone over some health and safety concerns, we'll now move our focus on familial impact. Emotional support drastically impacts quality of life. Support from families lead to better health outcomes as well as reduced hospitalizations compared to those without Sarah. Meaningful conversations and participating in stimulating activities help maintain cognitive function as well as mental acuity. Sarah. Advocacy and resources. As you age, you may need help with things like health, legal, or financial matters, in which case you may need a durable or medical power of attorney or even guardianship to help assist or make decisions for you on your behalf. There is a surplus of resources available for seniors and the elderly. There's local senior centers, adult day programs, meal prep and delivery services. There's Medicare, which aids in healthcare coverages. There's Social Security, which provides benefits to those that have disabilities and have retirement. There's also the State Department of Aging, which has its own senior programs, as well as additional services and aids. Now we'll conclude and review In summary, we had gone over the different living arrangements and options available per the level of care needed, as well as going over some additional services. We talked about some common health concerns and issues like dementia and COPD, as well as how mental health can be impacted from things like isolation and loneliness, and how it can lead to an increased risk of cognitive decline. We also learned about what sundowning was and how it is affected by those with cognitive disorders. It was also heavily emphasized the importance of family relationships for emotional support and advocacy, as well as going over the different resources available for our seniors. I would just like to add from my experience from working in a memory center, there was 2 things that I learned that were extremely important, which was always encourage autonomy for our residents, as well as always upholding their dignity. I would like to end here with a photo of a bunch of seniors participating in a group activity in a home, having a great time. I work cited to Slotin, Enrich Life Home Care Services, Claire Samuels, A Place for Mom, National Institute of Aging, Mark Mathers, PRB, World Health Organization, Mary Wade, Sarah from Home Life Senior Living. Thank you.